See you out there.
Hey, you're watching Pilot Season. I'm your host and showrunner, Ryan Burkett. Pilot Season streams monthly on the Trident Network. The Trident Network is a three-pronged, get it, entertainment company featuring streaming live shows like this, videos and sketches you can find places like YouTube, and podcasts of every single genre. Every episode of Pilot Season, I'm joined by my friend, our stage manager, the creator of the Trident Network, the founder herself, Val Agnew.
Hi. Hi. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. This is season 3 of Pilot Season.
I know. I can't believe it.
I was talking. Did you ever watch the show Severance?
Yes.
Severance started in like lockdown, and right now they're filming season 2. It's going to be like 5 years later that we'll catch up with that. And meanwhile, Pilot Season, we're cranking these out monthly. Seasons are by.
Yeah, we only look 5 years older.
Val, let us know what's new at the Trident Network.
What is new at the Trident Network? Well, we're plugging along. Our live show slate is just, as fun as it ever was. We also added a sketch team recently, and they put out sketches every first Thursday of the month. So check out Stick Drop Sketch on the Trident Network YouTube. And what else? D-Commentaries is back from its break, so we're trucking along as well. And it's probably happening. Sure. There's a new fantasy football podcast coming to the Trident Network, I think, in the near future. So that should be fun.
I did fantasy football at work a couple of years ago, and at the end of the season, it was brought to my attention that I was in last place because I had a player who broke his leg and I didn't replace him. I didn't know I was supposed to do those kinds of things. I thought I just picked a team and let it play out.
I'm sure there is a league like that somewhere, and you can find it.
I don't understand the rules. I don't know why they keep stopping.
It sounds like you need to watch rugby.
Oh, rugby already. I mean, everybody has on shorts. Well, every episode of Pilot Season, we put together a team of writers and a team of actors, and they create an original sitcom pilot live in real time. But Val, as you know, we can't do that without our chat, without our Twitch audience. Mm-hmm. So we're going to need to get a suggestion. We're continuing our genre of buddy comedies. So everybody knows like their favorite buddy comedies. The way we're going to get this suggestion is we need 2 factors. We need how did they meet and where are they now? These could both be locations. They met in college and now they work together at a prison. It could be events in their lives. It could be physical locations or cities. We want to know the beginning and our present day.
Okay.
While Val is doing that, we're going to meet our teams. Everybody knows how much I love and respect actors and writers. At Pilot Season, we meet the actors first. Joining us, we have a real all-star team tonight. First up is maybe the person who's been on this show the most. We have Maggie Dempsey-Pinkawa.
All right.
Welcome back to Pilot Season. Maggie, who in the spirit of buddy comedies, who are your favorite sitcom buddies? Who's your favorite set of friends on a sitcom?
So this is, I'm still recovering and that's okay. I've been thinking a lot about Him lately, How I Met Your Mother. We don't have to talk about the last season. I really enjoy Lily and Marshall. I know they're also, lovers, husband and wife, but I think they're buddies as well. I think that they just have like a universe that they both exist in. And they're still able to exist within their friend group too, but they just have this like shorthand and goofiness and like support that I love to watch.
And they're sort of revolutionary in terms of sitcom couples that are on the same team.
Totally.
Mm.
They're in agreement. They're not constantly picking on each other.
For sure, for sure. And they're also friends. Like, it's not like, oh, the gross couple in the corner all the time. Sometimes it's that. Like, yeah, I think so too. I love that.
Also joining us again, we have Trent Dozier. Trent, all the way from Los Angeles. Thank you for joining us.
Whoa.
Trent, same question. Who are your favorite sitcom buddies?
It's got to be the gang from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Mwah.
They, they're not always the most appropriate, and they don't always agree with each other, but all 5 of them together, that's perfection, baby.
I've heard this as a description of Sex and the City before. The Always Sunny cast sort of forms one person when they're all together.
Yes, 100%.
It isn't necessarily like a fully like smart person or like they get closer when they're all together. They are acting at least a little more like they need each other a lot.
Yes.
Also joining us again, we have Eric Totheroh. Eric, welcome back to pilot season.
Thank you. Happy to be back.
You froze for just a second, and so then I did organically to wait for you, and I think that maybe we're both just being polite. Eric, who are your favorite sitcom friends? Your favorite buddies?
I feel like the first ones that came to mind were Nick and Schmidt, New Girl. It's just the classic. Like, one of them's always the one who loves too much is the exasperated one, But then it flips, and then the other one loves too much, but in like a doofy way.
Yeah, it's like a classic Odd Couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great. I like those guys a lot. I think fondly of those actors so much that no one tell me if they're not good people, or worse, don't tell me if they're not actually friends. That would be such a bummer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Joining us this episode on the writing team, returning, we have Matt Fox. Matt, welcome back.
So happy to be back, and just love the show. Love this all-star cast. Yeah.
Matt, speaking of Always Sunny, I don't know if you've heard this, if everybody's heard, Always Sunny is doing a crossover episode with Abbott Elementary.
Uh-huh.
So we need to know from our writers, Matt, if you could do a crossover episode between 2 existing sitcoms, their casts are going to be on each other's sets and in each other's lives. They're going to create a new canon from different networks, even. What would you pick?
Ooh. I guess the first 2 that I just thought of would be the Arrested Development Bluths crossing over with the 30 Rock cast or like show. So it's like one of the Bluths is like hosting Friday night whatever, and we get like all of them coming in and throwing things into cast, team ups between Tracy and Job. I know both of the shows are well over, but that would be certainly one I would bring I'd bring them back. I'd resurrect them just to cross them over.
I love that. Especially because Arrested Development, the cast already lives, because of that model home, it's basically already a set. Everything is sort of flats. It's perfect for them to just be on a TV set. Also returning, we have John Francis on the writing team. John, welcome back.
Hi, thanks. Great to be back.
John, you're crossing over 2 shows. You're mashing 2 sitcoms. What are you picking?
Ooh, I think Matt took mine. No, I was like 30 Rock's a great one to cross over with. I would probably do a Curb Your Enthusiasm and The Office. Like LA meets Scranton. Like, I think it'd be interesting to see the energy. I think I did that because they're both first camera, and I guess technically neither of them is on either. But that would bring them back just for that. I feel like there'd be like a Michael Scott, Larry David thing that you can't really predict what would happen, but it would have to be good, right?
It would almost have to be.
It would have to be. Or they would never let it see the light of day, I suppose.
But also that mashup being bad is still something that we would talk about for decades.
I mean, it would take the cringe of both shows to like a new type of level if it was just very much just a frustrating paper order.
Larry
he's trying to publish his book and it's just insufferable.
Larry doesn't know anybody who has a printer.
Right.
That's where he finds one.
Yeah, and then he like hits somebody in the parking lot with his car or something so he has to stick around all season.
I feel like you're writing it. I feel like this is gonna happen.
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything, but I've been stewing on this for months.
Also joining us on the writing team tonight, we have LeeLun. Laura, welcome back to pilot season.
Hello. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you, Laura. We need to know if you're mashing up two sitcoms. They're going to cross over for a special event. It's going to be an hour long. What are you picking?
Okay. I would love to see the gang from Parks and Rec interact with the cast of Veep because everyone on Veep they're so cynical and so mean, but then everyone in Parks and Rec they're so wholesome. And I would just love to see them fight. Yeah.
That's really something. It's sort of right there. Like that's perfect. I'm also nervous for the cast of Parks and Rec. There's some things they haven't heard before on their show. Val, have we gotten a suggestion from our audience?
Yes, I think I'm gonna merge a couple of them. So
okay.
I'm gonna do they met in church and they ended up in prison.
Okay.
Listen, it's a tale as old as time. All right, so we're going to discuss this as a group. Val, while we're doing that, if you would reach back out to the chat, we need to get a title for. Although they met in church, they ended up in prison. It's not. But that's our tagline. So if you could reach back out, we'll get a title for this. And let's discuss this. We'll start with our actors. Maggie, when you hear this concept, what characters are you inspired to create? Who do you think of first?
I love I feel like church musicians who are there all the time is like a really specific person. Someone who's like, I am the organist or like I am the choir director, who would definitely also commit a crime. Like my first things are like, are they at church on purpose and did they do it? Or the like what I'm wondering. Yeah, but like that musician who's like super into it, who's got a lot of training and they actually have like a built-in audience every Sunday. So they're like divas, but like Jesus divas, if it's a Christian church. So like those people are who I'm excited to be like, oh, what on earth would they do in jail?
That's incredible. Yeah. Trent, same question. Any characters that you're inspired to create or who pops in your head first?
Well, kind of going off of what Maggie said, I do think it would be interesting. I just kind of immediately assumed this would be two church goers who then end up in jail. But the idea that they are maybe not church goers who are there to, commit a specific crime or something, that is not something I was thinking about. But based on what Maggie said, it started kind of getting the wheels turning a little bit. Like, oh, maybe there are two individual people who are trying to, I don't know, steal something from the church, and they don't even know that they're both going for it. And then through circumstances, they become buddies as opposed to walking in as buddies.
Nice. Eric, same question. Which characters are you seeing creating for this? Who's developing as we're talking about this?
Yeah, I mean, the first couple were all like just anyone on the pastoral staff, like your classic Southern minister. Obviously, is like just like fun, and there's so much like rich, evil potential like undercurrent of like why would you be a pastor at like a big like what kind of things could you be doing behind the scenes? But the other one that was more interesting to me was like the youth pastor who really wants to be relevant. I could see something like that being how they end up in a situation where they're committing something just to like stay cool for the kids. So I imagine like in his quest to be like, no, dude, I'm totally with you.
Yeah.
That kind of happened.
Yeah, I'm picturing a bootcut jean with flip-flops.
Yeah. And he wears shorts like the rugby players.
Let's check in with our writing team. Matt, what situations are you seeing? What plot lines are you seeing for this episode?
I feel like there's always some big event at churches, but they're always like, maybe this is rude, but they're always a little dull. It's always like cookies and like watered down lemonade. But like that being the centerpiece of some big event that the whole church is talking about, they're so excited for this like picnic. And that's where like if there is a church musician, like they're going to be playing, whoever the other con artist person potentially would be like involved in some other aspect. If they're the pastor, saying some sort of blessing. So picturing all of the various like dunk tanks and like parking lot attendant children and altar servers, just like too many people in too many situations for things not to just go very wrong.
And Matt, give us a location that we might see in this episode.
The baptismal font, like a little chapel with like a baptism font. Big, small, I don't know how big it'll be.
The prison chapel is little and the font is
exactly.
John, same initial question. Any situations or circumstances that you're seeing us getting up to in this episode?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is like the sacred and the profane with the church and the jail. So, it's like, are we going to see the bad behavior, or are we going to see the opposite of the bad behavior that then so they met at church but were currently in jail? Is that up to...
Yeah, I mean, that's our suggestion, so we can interpret that.
Yeah, because I think it would be really like if they were like, in jail for fraud, but they won like a truth-telling contest.
Yeah.
That's fun. If there's stakes because of Jesus Divas is really sticking out in my head. If it's being driven by the stakes, is that what transforms these characters? And then you feel like maybe since they're still in prison together, it brings them closer together. Maybe rivals turned closer, perhaps.
And John, follow-up question. What time period are we set in? Are we in the present day? Are we sometime in the past?
I mean, I would love to see the 1980s for this, because that was a big religious revival period.
Yeah.
And no cell phones. That was a great time to be around that scene, I think.
I think sitcoms thrive when you don't have a smartphone. We need lack of communication to drop. We need misunderstandings. And those don't have, if you have a smartphone, no misunderstandings.
No, we're all just yep.
And finally, Laura, same initial question. Any situations, plot lines that you see us getting into in this?
I think it might be fun if the two main characters kind of start their own religion at the prison. Like maybe they become co-presidents of their own cult. I think that'd be fun.
And Laura, follow-up question. You're the network executive who greenlights this show. Let us know from a standards and practices point of view, what kind of show is this? Are we in front of a studio audience? Do we have a laugh track? What kind of network are we on? Things like that.
I think this is probably in front of a studio audience. Laugh track, lots of laugh tracks. Very fake.
Yeah. I really like when darker shows like MASH has a laugh track, and sometimes it's so bleak and it's like, oh, even in the cold open, we maybe shouldn't be piping in an audience. As always, thanks to a generous grant from the Trident Network, multiple FCC fines have been paid in advance. So if any actors or writers are dropping any F-bombs, S-bombs, any adult language, you're covered. This is feel free to express yourselves. Val, do we have a title of this show?
So we're struggling with this one, so I'm gonna have you guys chime in on which one you like. Okay, so I'm just gonna read basically all of them.
Okay.
Bible Bunky, Cross to Berry, Cash Wednesday, The Good Bookie, just Church to Prison, Holy Law, and Only God Can Judge Me.
Oh, I like that one.
It's that one.
The last one really seemed to spark some energy in the group. Does anybody have any inputs or favorites? I'll let our cast decide this.
Only God can judge me.
Yeah.
Which of those is our pilot title? So Only God Can Judge Me, weeknights on ABC.
I think Cash Wednesday sounds like
I liked Cash Wednesday.
Cash
Good
Wednesday.
one.
Okay.
So Cash Wednesday is the name of the title of the name of the pilot, but
Yes.
Only God Can Judge Me is the name of the show.
Only God Can Judge Me.
Okay. Yeah.
Pilot, colon, Cash Wednesday.
Yep, got it.
Really clever names overall, though. I just want to say, very smart all around. I'm impressed. The Good Bookie, especially. We'll pocket that one for season 2.
All right, so we're getting ready to do our cold open. We're going to meet some characters. We're going to hit a punchline. Val's going to call it, and then we'll run our episode. Actors, writers, I feel like we know what needs to happen here. Val, are you ready for the cold open of
I'm super ready. Okay.
All right, let's do it.
Hey, you guys. I honestly I love what we're doing in here, but I kind of gotta stop smuggling this stuff in.
What do you mean?
It's like not a good look for me to be always in here making sure I'm getting you guys the things that you need. And I know you're doing it for the Lord, but
Am I supposed to go get incense from the commissary? How am I going to inspire all of my fellow inmates if I don't have incense for High Holy Days?
What are you thinking? You're our lifeline. We need you.
hey, whoa, the Lord is our lifeline. And I'm just a vessel to bring these things to you. But you guys ended up here for a reason. So sometimes we got to honor that the Lord puts you in situations to see you through.
Okay, so our other bunkmate can receive free pornography all the time, but we're not able to get incense. Is that because you can't cram it up your ass? What's the problem? Officer?
I needed that. I needed the acoustic guitar you got in here for me. You know I needed it.
Okay. A lot of stuff coming at me right now. I'm feeling pretty attacked right now. The Lord says that if you can't control your lust, to cut off your arm in your hand, and he does not have the tools to cut off his hand. So I'm supplying him with the porn until he can cut off his hand. Then he will do that. Okay. And as for the acoustic guitar, you're going to have to make music in your heart. And that's always been kind of our church policy anyway. So
okay, well, I think you need something that you should also remember is the Lord also said that thou shalt smuggle, for smuggling is next to godliness. So
Look, do you want me to put a curse on you? Because I will. We need the incense. It's about to be Ash Wednesday. How are we supposed to inspire anybody in here?
yeah, I hear you. I'll be back. I'll be back next week, and I'm gonna be wearing a big coat with lots and lots of room, and I'm gonna be bringing in lots and lots of incense and a guitar.
Can you give me some of the ranch Doritos, please? The Cool Ranch. They don't have them in
Yes.
Thomas, please.
Opening credits.
That's the saddest thing I've ever heard about prison is that there's no Cool Ranch Doritos. So we met a few characters. We want to check in with our actors real fast before we get into Act 1. Val, first of all, great job fitting our title in. That looks so good on screen. Maggie, your character of yours that we met now, I assume this is someone we'll see throughout the episode.
I hope so. I hope it's one of the buddies.
Tell us something from your character's backstory. It can be a secret, something from their history that you'd like the writers to know.
As we were talking more and more, it occurs to me, and I was like, raised super Catholic, and like religious characters are so fun and rich to me. What if they're not sorry? What if they're like, God'll forgive me? Like, what if they're not sorry?
Just bypassing the guilt completely is like, I mean, I feel like that's how people get enough hours sleep.
I'm in jail. What do you want? Do I have to be happy about it too? Like, whatever.
Trent, same question. If the character that we saw from you is one that is going to continue through the episode, let us know something about their backstory, a secret or something in their history.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I also it definitely felt like Maggie and I were the two buddies, and it felt like it felt to me like I got roped into whatever Maggie's doing, and I'm Maggie's buddy is the one driving it, but I'm like, this is my fucking guy. I'm gonna do whatever he wants to do. And then also I would say my character's probably a little musically inclined, or at least he thinks he is.
I love that. I think, listen, Chekhov's acoustic guitar, if you hum a tune, if you want to carry it, hold a note later.
Mm-hmm.
Eric, same question. Something you'd like us to know about your character, something that brought them where they are today.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing that I took away from the opening is that he has no actual like ability to think for himself, and he will like bow to the whims of whoever. So he really wanted to please the church guard, like the guards, and then the church, and then immediately it was like, just do the stuff. And he was like, yeah, okay. So I think just the idea of this like youth pastor figurehead guy, this guy's trying to be cool, but what being cool means to him is literally just doing whatever it takes to get the people around him to like him, like that sort of like sycophantic thing. That was fun, like discovery eventually.
I love that. Unfortunately, that resonates with me. I am a real yes man. Let's check in with our writers. Matt, we're getting ready to do Act 1 of our episode. Where is it located? Where is our first scene located physically?
I'm thinking it's going to be like the weightlifting pen, like the outdoor workout area, so that we can have a lot of different, who knows who'll come and talk between the clicks.
I love the yard. We're gonna be out in the yard. John, how much time has passed between our cold open and the beginning of Act 1?
Well, I think it's not a week because he's coming back in a week. So it seems like maybe a day or two where they're starting to get word, they're getting a little restless, wondering if he's going to deliver, perhaps.
Yeah, because Wednesday's coming.
Yeah.
And then Laura, give us a line of dialogue that you'd like to hear in Act 1.
Okay. If we don't get that incense, I'm going to have to sacrifice somebody.
Do you mind repeating that?
If we don't get that incense, we're going to have to sacrifice somebody.
All right, actors, tuck that away, not too far, because we need to hear that. All right, actors, you have a lot of information to take you into Act 1. excited to see what happens. Writers, we know what we need to do. Val, are you ready for Act 1 of Only God Can Judge Me, Cash Wednesday?
I'm so ready. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Jake, it's cold. Can we please just go inside and play Pinochle? Please. It's cold.
No, I have to keep my body physically fit for when the acoustic guitar gets here.
Jake, I don't. Fine. Do you want me to keep spotting you then?
I'd love for you to keep spotting me. You know how much I love the yard.
Do you feel yourself getting like dull out here though? Like, I feel like we used to have real conversations about what it means to be human and alive and immortal. I don't know. In here, it's how many cigarettes can you get and how many days left?
I don't know. I feel changed in here. I'm so far apart from Rosebud. I just don't know. I feel like this new one coming in is not going to be able to replace. I don't know. It's just prison has changed me.
Hey, you done with that here rock there?
Yes. I'm done with this rock if you want to use it.
I'm the king of this here minimum security yard. It's my turn with that rock.
Yeah, of course, Jigsaw. Please use the rock.
I want to play a game with myself. How many reps can I do?
We don't belong in here with this guy.
That's what I'm saying. We've committed. I know that Jigsaw over here has committed many serial murders, and that's not what we're in here for.
They all committed the murders themselves. Live or die. Make your choice.
Jigsaw, have you ever thought about what comes next? I don't mean after prison. I mean after the end of days. When it's all of the angels and all of the devils on either side of the battlefield, where are you going to stand? Because the angels are going to win. Do you know that?
I guess I've never really thought about that. The act of death itself was more my emphasis in the game.
I love the process. Of course.
I never really thought about what would happen next or what would happen to me for causing all that death. Do you have an answer for me?
I have an answer. We have an answer in the form of a puzzle.
The count of three, ready?
Okay. You guys have to know. I love puzzles.
What were you made for?
I love it.
What were you made for?
Jigsaw? What were you made for?
What were you made for?
What were you made for?
You've spent your life testing others. But what were you made for?
What were you made for?
The more you say it, the more it feels like it's hitting me like this brick I was holding.
What were you made for?
I don't know. Do you know?
You know who's killed the most people?
I do.
His name is God.
It's not Jigsaw, I can tell you that much.
Plus, sometimes we sing hymns and dance and have showtimes and stuff.
If you join our church, you can do stuff like sacrificing chickens.
Hey, there, bud. Hey.
What do you need?
It's not
I'll get you anything you want if we can sacrifice something.
You know what? What we want can't be brought into this prison. Can't be bought, can't be sold. Unless it's Cool Ranch Doritos. Can you get us those?
Yeah. I can get you Cool Ranch Doritos. Just point me to your killing God.
Follow us, and you'll have an answer to the puzzle. What were you made for?
What were you made for?
I think it's time to give Jake back his rock, by the way. That's 10 minutes.
Yes. I'll do anything you say.
I'm the king of this yard.
Yeah. Yes, you are. Yes, you are, Boris. You are the king of this yard.
I'm going to go get you those Doritos.
Thanks, Jigsaw. We'll see you at Mass on Sunday. 10 o'clock. Don't be late.
Yeah.
We could be late.
I tried to go away.
Dang, do you think Jigsaw's going to be able to get those Cool Ranch Doritos in here before Big Jim?
That guy is scary as hell. I bet he can get anything. He can probably make people shit Cool Ranch Doritos.
Ugh. Ugh.
Jake, it doesn't even, I don't feel anything. We just talked to a serial killer who's got 10 confirmed kills and probably 25 more buried if you listen to his sleep talking, and I feel nothing. We just converted a man, and not a blip. Nothing.
Oh my God. Boris, look at the ground. A flower. A flower. But this is gravel and asphalt. What the?
Very funny. Oh, if I send a sign, this dick.
Are you saying that about
Right.
God?
Yeah.
Okay. Just
Aren't
checking.
you mad?
Yeah.
All right, folks. Yard time's just about over. A mysterious cloud started forming overhead. We don't want anyone getting struck by lightning.
Those snakes?
No, I love the yard.
Too bad. Oh, you know what goes great on a rainy day like today? A song.
I wish I had my guitar. I could improvise a song or even do one that exists in the canon of history.
If only that'd be nice. So what is this here growing here on this asphalt? Ugh, get this out of here.
No! Not
Oh
the.
my God.
Oh my God.
Close. Now, why just fall down?
There's birds falling from the sky.
I hate it when he does this. Okay, more miraculous signs. Are the fucking toads next?
All right, you oracles, get inside. Enough out of you. Innocent 4.
Boris, when you got Jigsaw to join our religion, the flower sprouted. And then when that guard clubbed the flower to death, that's when the dead birds started falling. I think God is giving us a sign, but the sign is not that we're doing wrong. The sign is that we're on the right track.
Our religion is flower?
Yeah, yes, I think yes.
Like, here's the problem with a theoretically omnipotent God. He uses fucking vague symbols. Oh, the dead birds. Is that a good thing? We converted a serial killer? Look, I'm tired. Can we just please pay Pinochle? Maybe Charles in Charge is on in the mess. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like you just solved the Jigsaw puzzle.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Okay, first of all, way to slide in there right before commercial with a nice 80s sitcom reference, Maggie. Let's go see if Charles in Charge is on. At the top of this, or maybe it was in our warm-up section before we were streaming, I called out a line of dialogue that had been one of my favorites, and I would just like to read one that I just heard, and that is, do you think Jigsaw is going to be able to get those Cool Ranch Doritos? That's one of the gifts of a show that's improvised, is people will say something that I'm going to say that no one has ever said that before. No one on earth has ever said that before. Now we will. It's going to become like, is the Pope Catholic? It's like, you know, are you gonna be there on Friday? Can Jigsaw get those Cool Ranch Doritos?
Jigsaw get the Cool Ranch Doritos.
We're getting ready to go into Act 2. We've got a real show on our hands. This is there's a lot happening here. We're gonna break it down. We're gonna ease our way into Act 2. Maggie, let us know, are there any other characters that we're going to meet? Anybody else that you're inspired to create, or someone that you want one of your characters to engage with? Somebody that you'd like to...
I feel like every prison show has to have a seed of like, is there going to be not an outbreak? What's it called? Escape attempt? Breakout? Whatever.
I think all those are correct.
Outbreak. I think that sounds more like everyone gets chlamydia, but like something where like there's going to be an escape attempt where they're like, oh, we got the spoon, someone's making shanks. Like there's going to be arts and crafts and an attempt to like get away. So I'm wondering if we're going to meet any prison ding dongs who have that in mind.
I love that. I also love the idea that maybe this prison is made up of just different little sets of buddies.
Yeah.
Everybody's there with a pal. It's like when you invite a friend to go to camp with you. Trent, same question. Who else might we meet, or is there somebody that you'd like one of your characters to interact with?
I mean, I'm definitely inspired to see more pairings throughout the prison. That's a very funny concept to me. I also feel like, the warden of the jail or the prison is always like, the big bad, quote unquote, of the series, kind of looming over everything is whoever's running the prison. And he's probably crooked in some way, and he's probably out for Boris and Jake specifically, for some reason, only beknownst to him. So probably something like that.
Love that. Eric, same question. Who are we meeting next?
I think if we are staying in the prison, then I feel like there should be something like if we talked about the chapel area with the baptismal or something like that, there has to be some people who are already using that or people who are wandering into this religion or something like that. If we're going to go outside the prison, I feel like something to do with the church where they met, maybe, or with this youth pastor, like the head pastor or something like that. Could be something to do outside the church. Either one of those.
Yeah, fantastic. Let's check in with our writers. John, what's next? What do you want to see in Act 2 in terms of like plot twists, threads that we'd like to continue?
Well, so far we've seen both the prison guard and Jigsaw sort of bend to the will of Boris and Jake pretty easily in the case of Jigsaw, which was a bit surprising. So it would be interesting to see that energy flipped, and perhaps somebody who is a challenge to our buddies, perhaps another pair of buddies who aren't so, perhaps the warden and his buddy, whoever that may be, or I think, yeah, like a dynamic reversal there. So our buddies face something like that.
Yeah, I love that. Laura, I put a pin in this for just a second because I'm going to ask you the same question, but I want to start this by, did you hear your line of dialogue in Act 1?
I don't think so.
Okay, would you remind us what it was?
I think it was something like, if we don't get that incense, I'm going to have to sacrifice someone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so actors, I'm going to just like put that up, get it on deck. Laura, any plot lines or threads, seeds that you'd like to plant in this act?
Following up on what John said, I would love to see something happen with their church. Like maybe there's a rival buddy characters who try to take over the church, like a church coup.
There's like a turf war with churches.
Oh, yeah.
Matt, same question. Any plot lines, any twists you'd like us to see?
I do feel like since the title is Cash Wednesday, maybe there is an Ash Wednesday service that's happening. That might be why the church is coming to the prison to begin with. And cash might be involved as well. So maybe who knows if the tray will be passed around. But yeah, I think all of it, I think a villainous warden and a church coming into prison are ripe for disaster. So I think there's a lot of scenarios that could play out here.
And Matt, we are going to raise the stakes just a little bit because we also need a line of dialogue that you would like to see in Act 2, that you'd like to hear.
God wants me to shank this guy.
God wants me to shank this guy? Question mark. Okay.
Like, are you sure? Yeah.
All right. So actors, we've got those two lines of dialogue. We've got new characters to meet, crazy situations. Writers, do your stretching. Get on home row. Val, are we ready?
Hey, man. Hey,
Yeah, wow, one second. Give me one freaking.
yeah, did you get the shovel from the shed?
What?
Did you get the shovel from the shed like we talked about, bro?
No, I can't
Next
find it.
Wednesday, we gotta get out of here, man. The timing's gotta be right. That's
I
when the
know.
ride gets.
I'm looking for it. I can't find the shovel. I
Hey,
think
Scalpel. I love you, man. I didn't mean to come at you with all that heat. I'm
that's
sorry.
that's okay. I'm just having trouble with my hairpiece today, and so I'm getting flustered.
It looks good. No one would know. You're looking like it took you a long time to braid that out of the mop, and I gotta tell you, it suits you.
It doesn't still look like a mop anymore.
No, dude, Scalpel,
Okay.
you're a handsome dude.
Thank you, Beefcake.
Hey, man, we gotta take care of each other in here. No one
I
else is
know.
gonna take care of us.
Nobody. Certainly not the warden. Certainly not any other guard. It's just going to be you and me.
Well.
Oh no.
If that ain't the perfect type of introduction to see you two out here after lights out.
Shoot, it's the warden.
Now, this is the third time this month y'all try to sneak out of your bunks to come into this kitchen to steal some supplies. Now, what do you think I'm supposed to do to hearing something like that?
Let us go because we have low blood sugar, the both of us.
What do I see you two out here for? It definitely ain't no church, that's for sure. That's the only thing that I think people are allowed to be out after here for religious purposes. That's not what I'm seeing.
Just because we like musical theater, you think we're not godly?
Yeah.
I'll have you know, I did Godspell 3 summer stocks in a row.
Yeah, and I teched Godspell 3 summer stocks in a row.
It was so good.
Well, that might be a mighty impressive resume and a lovely show, but that does not address the. I don't see any type of followers of you type. I think you're the type that just kind of scoot along here. Not like those other fancy religion starters over there. I don't see any real purpose for you to be out here right now.
We're actually rehearsing for Ash Wednesday right now.
Heard of it?
The Ash Wednesday spectacular that we're doing in the church. I mean, in the church within the prison.
Now, you caught my ear. I can't say I believe you fully. Why don't you tell me something you've been rehearsing?
Okay,
Well,
here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. Jesus will die in 40 days for you. Ba, 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 ba. So we're sad and we're sorry for 40 days and nights.
And now it's day 39. Jesus will die in 39 days. We are sad.
Enough. I've heard enough of you. All right. No, that ain't no him. That ain't no him. Okay. Get back to your bunks. And if I see you sneaking out of here again in this kitchen, well, there's going to be more consequences. Okay.
Wait, but Warden, we haven't told you the true title of the Ash Wednesday Spectacular yet.
Go on, tell him.
Yeah, you're lucky I'm a curious man.
Yes. It's the Warden presents the Ash Wednesday Prison Guard and Prisoner Ash Wednesday Spectacular, if you can even believe it, brought to you by Reese's Puffs. Reese's Puffs. Yeah, we're still a cereal.
We wrote you a rap, sir. We were hoping that you would be willing to be our we need a Punch's pilot. I thought who could be better. So I was hoping if we can teach you the rap. If you
now wait a minute. No, I've heard people when they want to try to confuse me, they just start saying a lot of stuff all at once together, and I ain't falling for it this time. Okay, if you can tell me that title exactly verbatim again, I'll believe you.
The Warden presents Ash Wednesday Spectacular of Prison Guards and Prisoners Ash Wednesday Super Spectacular, brought to you by Reese's Puffs. Reese's Puffs. That's right. We still exist.
All right. You know what? You called my bluff. Didn't remember it exactly.
Me either.
All right. That you telling me I got a bit of a role in this here Wednesday?
You're like the second most important guy in the whole story. Here, okay, I'll teach you the rap. Are you ready? Are you like a
People keep offering me raps. Why? What is going on?
Well, the fedora screams rap.
Okay, so it starts with I'm Jesus fucking Christ. So it starts with me. It goes, hey, I'm Christ, and I'm here to say they're gonna crucify me on a Friday. And then you go, yo, I Pontius Pilate. I heard a bunch of stuff. I gotta kill this guy, or I'm gonna lose the crowd.
All right, now don't ask me how the hell I know this, but am I coming in on the 6th, on the 8th? Am I gonna do a little like pot of beret? What's that gonna be?
All of that. I think you should do all of it.
We haven't nailed down the choreo yet, so if you want to be like a collaborator, we would be super pumped to have you. Also, we're kind of low on some set pieces and some props, so like I gotta get some incense, right? Because like
No, this is happening again. I'm not going to be fooled.
What?
If anybody finds out I'm helping for this Ash Wednesday celebration, they will have my head. Okay.
Warden, what the heck's going on in here?
I'm just taking these two back to their bunks, like I thought, because they were out here again saying they got low blood sugar or something.
I thought you were gonna help me and Boris rehearse for Ash Wednesday. Warden, what's going on?
Wait a minute, we reserved the chapel for our Ash Wednesday spectacular. Happens on Tuesday.
What's that? Is God really asking me to shank someone in here?
What?
I'm tap dancing out of the room.
What the heck?
Serious, it's not that serious. Oh God, what? Stop.
Get his ass. Yeah, get his ass. Get his ass, Boris. Nice.
Sir, what? Why so violent? Oh, come on, man. We gave you the second most important role. That's one thing that they imprison us.
Boris, help me! Boris!
Did he go?
Yeah, he exploded. Oh, Boris,
Look,
I think
What?
your tongues are getting more powerful. I think if we don't get that incense soon, we're gonna have to sacrifice somebody.
I'm getting stronger.
Yeah, you just made a guy explode with your voice.
Are you going to audition for their spectacular?
And now a word from our sponsors.
The Duramo.
I was about to type another prompt for someone to repeat that title again.
I think I got it in the ballpark.
I think it was like exactly right.
That was beautiful. We're really like we're bringing in like has anyone ever seen the prison show Oz on HBO?
I can't wait to hear where this is going.
We're taking this to a little bit of like where on Oz somebody might get stabbed. Like it was very, very scary and violent. And I like that we're raising the stakes a little bit where we might speak in tongues and a character explodes. We're getting ready to go into Act 3 of Only God Can Judge Me. We're gonna break this down in just a second, but we're gonna mix this up a little bit. We're gonna have a word from our sponsor. Val, could you tell our cast and also our viewers a little more about the Trident Network? How can they watch shows like this? How can they help the Trident Network? How can they work with the Trident Network?
Yeah, so Trident was created to basically just help people bring their ideas to life. We try to make, as many barriers to entry in terms of creating something fun and digital. We try to remove those for people. So we have our 3 prongs, as Ryan mentioned at the top. We have video content that's like pre-recorded, edited. That's on our YouTube. We have live shows like this one on Twitch, and then we have a slate of podcasts. It takes work to make all of those things, to promote all of those things. So if you want to support that effort, you can become a Patreon patron. You can subscribe right here on Twitch. In fact, if you have Amazon Prime, you can actually become a subscriber without paying anything extra. You can just become a subscriber. So I will put the instructions on how to do that in the chat right now. And if you are interested in being a part of Trident, you can potentially have your own idea come to life. So you can go to our website and find the Get Involved tab and learn more about the ways that you can become a part of the network yourself.
And if anybody doubts like the process or the concept behind Trident, from pitching this show to Val to testing it and launching our first episode was maybe a month. So Val really puts her money where her mouth is and supports creative people and supports really, really, ideas that are smart and stupid, like pilot season. I appreciate it. On that note, we have one more act of Only God Can Judge Me, Ash Wednesday. So we need to know, let's check in with our actors. Maggie, at the top of the episode, you told us a secret. You told us what part of your character's history. Has any of that changed for you? How has it evolved through this episode, or how might it evolve through like a season of this show?
Sure. I wonder if Boris, I think he's still not sorry. What if he learns to bloom where he's planted? I don't know. Maybe you can still take over a small group of people inside of prison. Maybe you're getting more powerful because the thing that you're channeling is actually not the original godliness you thought. I don't know. I think that Boris still has a life, has something ahead, and maybe even an afterlife.
I love that. Yeah, that there's in his own way, there's some kind of rehabilitation taking place. One of those prisoners who's reading a lot.
Yeah.
Trent, same question. Anything from your initial backstory that you told us that you've developed as we've gone on, or anything that maybe has changed?
I think Jake is certainly still like along for the ride with Boris, as opposed to like evenly like on an even playing field with him. And I think he definitely, I think now it's almost like seeing Boris explode a guy. And now I think he used to like want to be Boris, and now I think he's maybe afraid of Boris, and that might, over the length of the season, that might be something we pursue.
Yeah, the power dynamic when one person clearly has more power.
Yeah,
a little scary if you're the sidekick.
Yeah.
Eric, same question. Anything that's changed for your character? Any new things that have developed for you?
Well, I think throughout the scene with the warden, we came in with the idea that the warden was like the one who actually will go up against the people, and once again he got beaten down by the love of the theater. Like, just the theater won out in the end. He had a song in his heart and he was ready to go. So that his definitely changed after he kind of got softened up.
Yeah, I love that. If you have a song in your heart and you're ready to go, you should be confident.
Yeah, and tale as old as time for a warden to really want to go to theater camp as a kid and then turn out to be a prison warden.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew some kids in theater camp, some real type A drama kids. You go one of two ways. You're looking at one.
A tyrant. You're a tyrant.
Let's check in with our writers. Matt, any loose ends, any plot threads that we need to tie up by the end of this episode, or any seeds you want to plant for future episodes?
Oh, I think we need to have Jigsaw again, because he was such a fundamental part in our hero's journey. And in general, yeah, I think whatever spectacular must be seen to be believed, and to be read aloud in exact wording. So I think we got to see those.
I love that. Laura, same question. Any loose plot threads, anything that you want to wrap up by the end of this episode, or launch into for a new episode?
I kind of want to see other characters develop powers. Maybe not people exploding powers, but other things. Maybe flying, invisibility. Things that might be useful in a prison. I also really want the Cool Ranch Doritos. Like, someone needs to have some Cool Ranch Doritos finally.
I mean, actors, if anybody has any, we could get a sponsorship. If we could get some product placement, we gotta pay for Jigsaw somehow.
Doritos money too, man.
Yeah.
This is before he got famous. This is the 80s. So before he really blew up, he was cheap.
Yeah.
Oh, true. And Cool Ranch Doritos were like hot on the scene. This is like when Reese's Pieces were in ET.
Yeah, the food placement of the show would be bananas.
Oh my God, Reese's Puffs probably don't even exist yet.
What if we
I don't
don't?
know.
Laura, I heard Matt's line of dialogue. I do have to ask, did we hear yours yet?
Yes. I did it. I did it towards the end.
So did I.
You did.
Did it when we exploded. Okay. All right, that'll work. So let's check in one more writer. We have John. John, any loose plot point, anything you'd like to see in Act 3?
You know, the great wordplay of our title, Cash Wednesday. We really haven't had a big money motivation, but I just realized a spectacular at a prison, and there's Johnny Cash is out there. So I don't know. Yeah, I honestly don't know if there's any way to tie that in, but it did occur to me. Guitar, Johnny Cash, Prison Spectacular.
Yep.
I think that's a good album. I mean, I think I want to see what this, the spectacular, we have to see it, right? And we have to, there's some tension between the other group, the warden, and Boris. I think the resolution here is like, it seems like Boris is super powerful. So how's Boris going to deal with this is kind of what I want to see.
Yeah, definitely. John, can you give us a line of dialogue you'd like to hear in Act 3?
Yeah. Jigsaw, if you ever need a character witness, I'm there for you.
Jigsaw, if you ever need a character witness, I'm there for you. So actors, we'll need to hear that by the end of the show. Also, actors, if I could give you another line of dialogue, I would love to hear the title of the play one more time. All right, so we know what we have to do. We're wrapping up last act of Only God Can Judge Me, Cash Wednesday. Actors, writers, all hands up. Val, are you ready?
Let's do it.
So,
Ladies and gentlemen, well, I guess prisoners and prison guards, welcome to The Warden Presents the Ash Wednesday Spectacular of Prison Guards and Prisoners in an Ash Wednesday Spectacular, brought to you by Reese's Puffs. Reese's Puffs. That's right. We still exist. Here's your host for the evening, Boris Johnson.
Pay attention, where you at? This is DJ Holy Spirit. We have a real great show for you tonight. Thanks for coming to Ash Wednesday. I just want to shout out everyone who believes. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. Warden, are you ready?
Oh my God, is the warden gonna dance? Looks like the warden's about to dance.
As we start our 40 days, I need to remind you all to behave. We have to follow all of the rules that we've set for you since day one. All right. Now, Jesus is here. He forgives, but I don't. So live and let live. No more killing. No more exploding. And that's what the warden has decoded.
I've never considered rioting before, but maybe we all should.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for Warden Now, starring as Mary Magdalene, your favorite whore. It's Jigsaw!
Oh yeah, this guy's my favorite prisoner.
Jesus washed my feet, so I got him a little treat. It's something I snuck into the prison. Cool Ranch Doritos. Say it. Cool Ranch Doritos.
Cool Ranch Doritos. Cool Ranch Doritos.
Doritos.
Cool Ranch
Cool.
Doritos.
Doritos.
Cool Ranch
Cool
Doritos.
Ranch Doritos. Cool.
Did I do good, boys?
Ah!
You know what,
Does that
Jigsaw? If you
was
ever
me.
need a character witness, I'm there for you. Thank you so much for coming out. And now, here comes your favorite star and mine. That's right. It's my good friend Jake coming out as JC, the big guy. Ladies and gentlemen, he died for our sins, but only after he bitched about it for a long time. But don't worry, he came back. It's Jesus fucking Christ. Are you?
I hurt myself today to see if I could feel. Were those Cool Ranch Doritos? Did Jigsaw come through on the Cool Ranch Doritos?
Jake, church was never this fun when I was free. Your hair looks fabulous.
Hey, you guys, I brought this stuff. What is this? Have you guys started a new church? Someone else got the Doritos.
Look, man, everyone's welcome here at the Ash Wednesday Spectacular, proudly sponsored by Reese's Puffs, courtesy of the warden with Ash Wednesday.
You said all the words.
But look, we could always do incense. Look, we have a lot of followers. The thing about believing is it doesn't ever stop. We need all the Cool Ranch Doritos and incense we can get.
I'm getting so mad. I didn't want to have to do this.
I should not have done that with a microphone. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. I didn't really think those ranch Doritos would show up. I am beside myself. Wow.
All right, everyone. That was a great show, but that's a lot of murdering I just saw. So you guys are gonna be in here for a long time. So you better get to practicing. We got another show next week, and then we got Good Friday. Then we got Easter Sunday, and then after that we got Christmas. So we got to get ready. I thought that was electric out there because I felt something I haven't felt in a real long time.
How close is Ash Wednesday to Easter Sunday?
40 days.
40 days, literally. That's the whole point of the holiday.
Okay.
I really like what we've been doing. I don't know about you, but I was feeling something. I think we got real staying power here.
So,
What the hell is that?
What? Oh my God. Warden, was that because you started speaking? Are you a star? Did you get that role in Oklahoma?
I get everything I ever want. And
Hey, man,
it's all thanks to me. Just me, no other higher power on than myself.
Well, yeah, I don't think a deity would ever have cast you as Curly, man. You had to earn that on your own. Look, what? This could be a whole thing. We could go all over the place, man. We could get in a Volkswagen and just drive coast to coast. Think about it.
Oh, man.
You could be in one of those brand new Andrew Lloyd Webber shows where you get credit for rehabilitating all of these prisoners. Take us around. I can be your MC. We can. Jake, are you what? I could be your talent manager. Yeah. Think about it. We could call it He is Easter.
Reese's Puffs presents.
Maybe I could just go to the yard and strum on Rosebud for a little bit.
Get back to your bunks. I got some work to do.
Okay. Rosebud, where are you?
Jake,
All right,
bud.
what's this fucking bush doing here?
It was a fucking miracle, you pedestrian. Oh,
All these dead birds.
what?
These dead birds are falling on me from inside the prison.
The dead birds are falling on us in our cells. How's this possible?
We deserve it. We all deserve it.
Roll credits.
Yay.
We took a real surreal turn by the end, and I would like to thank Laura for the suggestion of introducing more powers, which became like force choking and levitation and wig levitating and really crazy episode of television. I'm proud of all of you, and I'm proud to know all of you. This is really bonkers. That was all just in your brains.
Feels like an 80s show.
Yeah.
Let's check in with our actors about Only God Can Judge Me, Cash Wednesday. Maggie, is there another show that this reminds you of? Or if you were programming a night of television, what would you pair this with?
No. I'm picturing it as like the Cartoon Network answer to Orange is the New Black, but that doesn't make any sense.
That's not bad.
It's not bad.
I don't know.
Greenland.
I don't know what to put this next to. Us being claymation would be a blast, though. Like, I'm just saying.
Absolutely. Trent, same question. In any other shows you would pair this with, or is there a show that this reminds you of, even like tonally?
It doesn't remind me of anything tonally, I would say, but despite being from completely different decades, I would have this show be the lead-in for Glee, probably.
Yep.
And then for sweeps month, we have a crossover.
Yeah, exactly. The kids go visit the prison.
Yeah, they put on the spectacular.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Eric, same question. Any other shows that come to mind, or where would you put this on your schedule at the network?
Well, I just remembered we were supposed to have a laugh track, which makes some of the stuff happening even fun. Like imagining a full laugh happening when someone's getting levitated is great. I feel like with that in mind, I would smash it in between iCarly and Victorious.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. I just feel like there's some very Dan Schneider, well, not Dan Schneider, but Nickelodeon-esque, like if the hijinks was actually just with a laugh track, it would be like, why is this so absurd?
Yeah, I love that. It's bookended by things that can, like, we ease into it and then we watch something else so we don't have nightmares.
Child being exposed to this on accident and then having to go back to like Victorious, like this happened.
Exactly. Matt, of course this show is being picked up. It's getting up this season. What happens in episode 2 of Only God Can Judge Me?
I think the devil gets sent to prison, and so the devil is just like one of the inmates, but depowered. Looks like the devil, has the memories of the devil, but it's just also there serving time.
I love that. He has little horns.
Yeah, so he gets introduced and they're like, oh my God, this guy's bad. And he's like, I'm not that bad. And so they grow a friendship with him. Maybe he gets released for good behavior. Who knows?
I love that. John, similar question, but it's our season finale of the first season. Say we go 22 episodes. What's happening what's our cliffhanger?
Well, I think by then the warden and Boris are probably both tempted by the devil in various ways. And I think that it comes to a head and Boris has to decide if he's going to kill the devil or allow the warden to be happy with the devil. And we might not find out until the season premiere of season 2 which choice is made.
We have to wait all summer.
The fans will rebel, but that's the choice I made.
And then Laura, similar question, but we're at like season 5. What's happening on this show in years from now?
I would like to see either Boris or Jake finally get up for parole and maybe go through that process. And maybe only one of them actually gets parole, and that kind of drives a wedge in their friendship.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Well, I really feel like we created something tonight that is extra special. You know, the whole point of this show is that it's a show that has never happened before and never will again. You guys really created something unique, hilarious, and very, very strange. But it's not complete yet. There is one thing missing. I believe that a good sitcom has a theme song. So as we're saying goodbye tonight, as we're saying goodnight to our viewers and to each other, let's hear the theme song to Only God Can Judge Me. Max, take that away. Everyone else, feel free in your Zoom windows to do your best opening credits poses. Everyone, remember to like and subscribe, follow the Trident Network on all platforms, all socials, join the Patreon. Subscribe to this. We'll see you next month. Here's the theme to Only God Can Judge Me.
Yo, yo, yo. So what? I killed 2 dudes. I happen to be a priest, but it's okay because only God can judge me. I'm in jail with my best friend Jake, but don't worry, man. We're gonna make a mistake, but then God can forgive. That's okay because upstairs, God, only God can judge me.
Hurt myself today.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.